Thanks for staying with us on this Saturday. I'm Leland Vittert. Welcome to America's News Headquarters from Washington.
And I'm Elizabeth Pran. Here's what's making news right now. A new report claims Hillary Clinton paid a State Department employee to maintain her private home server as a Democratic presidential frontrunner gives another rare interview to the press.
Well, on the GOP side, the war of words between frontrunner Donald Trump and former Florida Governor Jeb Bush continues to get heated up. White hot, you might say. We'll take a closer look with a top election watcher.
And Tom Brady speaks out on Deflategate after a federal judge clears his 4-game suspension. What all this means for the future of the NFL to police players.
Hillary Clinton is campaigning in New Hampshire right now, just wrapped up a press conference, but it's the scandal over her private email server that continues to follow her everywhere she goes. The latest wrinkles in the saga, a new TV interview that seems to do little to put the issue to rest, and a report that the Clintons personally paid a State Department staffer to maintain that server. Molly Hennenberg has been following it all and joins us with the latest. Hi, Molly.
Hi, Leland. Hillary Clinton's former technology specialist now may be caught up in the email server scandal. But today, Clinton was on the campaign trail with the Glenn Democratic senator making a point of telling the crowd that she would, quote, trust her, meaning Clinton, to be the next president of the United States. New Hampshire Democratic Senator Jeanne Shaheen appeared at a rally in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, to endorse Clinton publicly. Longtime political ally, Shaheen also endorsed Clinton in 2008 in the race against then-Senator Barack Obama. During her speech, Clinton made no mention of the ongoing private email server issue, which has now ensnared her former IT specialist, Brian Pagliano, who worked with Clinton on her 2008 campaign staff and then later at the State Department. Pagliano installed and managed Clinton's private email server. And the Washington Post reports today that the Clintons personally paid Pagliano to maintain the server before and during Clinton's time as Secretary of State. Congressional investigators wanted to question Pagliano about destruction of evidence, possibly regarding that server. But Pagliano's lawyer informed lawmakers that his client would, quote, respectfully assert his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Clinton said yesterday that she wishes she had made a different choice in setting up the private server when she first came on board at the State Department.
You know, I was not thinking a lot when I got in. There was so much work to be done. We had so many problems around the world. I didn't really stop and think, what kind of email system will there be?
Republicans aren't buying it. RNC spokesman Michael Short put out a statement saying, quote, what's clear is Hillary Clinton regrets that she got caught and is paying a political price, not the fact that her secret email server put our national security at risk. And Leland, before I toss it back to you, we're just getting some information from that press conference that you showed right before the break of when Hillary Clinton spoke with the press, and she was asked about Pagliano pleading the Fifth. And she was saying that that the Clinton family paid for his services and did so, quote, because during a period of time we needed his technical assistance. We're looking over more of what she said, and we'll have that later on today. Leland?
And we'll see what other questions she may get over the weekend. Molly Hennenberg following it all for us. Thanks, Molly.
I'm looking for the next commander-in-chief to know who Hassan Nasrallah is, and Zawahiri, and al-Julani, and al-Baghdadi. Do you know the players without a scorecard yet, Donald Trump?
No, I'll tell you honestly, I think by the time we get to office, they'll all be changed. They'll be all gone.
You need to know what the capabilities of the United States are. I saw the transcript of the Hugh Hewitt interview, and I'm sure he'll get better.
That was Donald Trump earlier fumbling a foreign policy question during an interview with conservative radio host Hugh Hewitt this week. Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush quickly blasted Trump, calling him lightweight on international affairs. This is just the latest in an ongoing war between the two GOP contenders. Let's bring in A.B. Stoddard, a columnist for The Hill, to break this all down. A.B., thank you so much for joining us. First and foremost, we've seen the exchanges indirectly, obviously, between the two of them. I want to ask you, A, your reaction to it evolving, and B, how much damage has been done to the Bush campaign because of Donald Trump? Could they have ever predicted this?
No, no one predicted this. No one predicted the fact that he was going to get in seriously, have staying power, and completely upend the conventions of presidential campaigns. Jeb Bush has a lot of money. That doesn't matter anymore. Donald Trump can tweet things all day and just call up different TV shows and make the entire news cycle for 3 days in a row after saying one outrageous thing. He doesn't need money or super PACs. It's an amazing transformation in what was a process people were trying to perfect. And thought that they had, at least frontrunners like Jeb Bush and his team. So now candidates are struggling to stand out against him. Jeb Bush obviously falling in the polls from his frontrunner position. And he really was in a corner where he felt his supporters felt that he was being defined by Trump. He is a low energy candidate. Trump hit him right in the stomach there. And they made a decision that he had to fight back, that ignoring it looked really weak.
When you see the rhetoric, so when you see Donald Trump on Hugh Hewitt's show, and the next day he went on the offense, and he tackled the issue right away, when any other candidate would sort of retreat. How is that working for him, and why is it not working for other candidates?
Well, Trump is not a good debater. I thought he lost the Fox debate on August 6th, so he turned the story immediately to Megyn Kelly in a really outrageous way that made us forget what happened that night, and now he's doing it to Hugh Hewitt in anticipation of the September 16th debate. He is calling him a third-rate radio announcer and trying to create a narrative where Hugh Hewitt's out to get him. And his supporters like that it's the whole world against Donald Trump. So that way, if he shows up at CNN on September 16th and doesn't perform well, he can say that the moderators were out to get him. It's a good tactic.
If Jeb Bush were in the seat with Hugh Hewitt during the interview and he had the same answer, what would the landscape look like today?
That he didn't know the answers to those questions, it would be a disaster for Jeb Bush.
But not a disaster for Donald Trump.
I guess not. I think his supporters are not interested in a commander-in-chief who knows all those players in the Middle East. Donald Trump does not talk about terrorism. He talks about trade and immigration, mostly. So this is a different Republican primary voting base than we've seen before, or they're going to change their minds when the voting starts.
Behind the scenes, right now, what's going on within the Bush campaign?
They are going to try to continue. They believe, much like the Barack Obama campaign did, that it's a very long marathon and not a sprint, and that you can actually, in the end, amass the most delegates, much like Romney did, even if you're seemingly less popular than the other candidates. That it's a long slog. So they believe he has what it takes to get to the end, and they believe that there is high reward for Bush if he succeeds in painting Donald Trump as a liberal, and there's high reward for Bush if he looks more conservative as a result. It's no longer considered a moderate. If he actually paints Trump as a liberal and is able to say this immigration policy of Trump's is a general election loser. So far, I don't think he's doing that quite well. But that's the way to fight back against Donald Trump.
And last question with a quick answer. Should he be focused more on state polls or national polls?
You always have to be focused on state polls because that's what Romney lost the election by. They were looking at national polls, and the early contests matter for momentum.
Sure. A.B. Stoddard, thank you so much for coming on this holiday weekend. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Leland?
All right, don't forget Fox News Channel is your home for all the latest 2016 news as the campaign marches on. Tune in to Sunday Morning Futures, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning with Maria Bartiromo to see her interview with Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. And then at 11 a.m. Eastern, Howard Kurtz sits down for a one-on-one with Carly Fiorina to talk about her push to make the debate stage on CNN coming up later this month. It is not an interview you want to miss. And a Fox News alert, it has been the end of a long, exhausting journey for thousands of migrants fleeing war and poverty. Who can blame them? Today, refugees mainly from Syria are arriving in Austria and Germany after being bussed out of Budapest when the Hungarian government gave up on trying to stop them from traveling west. But Hungary's anti-immigrant prime minister says the emergency busing of migrants doesn't solve the long-term problem. We've heard that before from Katie McFarland as well. GRN's Kester Eddy joins us now on the phone from Budapest. Kester, we have seen the pictures coming out of Budapest of the babies being passed onto train carriages and all those kinds of things. Is it really as bad as the pictures make it seem, or is this just sort of a very isolated situation?
Those pictures of the railway carriages there this week, they were, in my opinion, a disaster in terms of crisis management. The police simply walked away from the barriers, and a 16-year-old schoolboy with a bit of brains wouldn't manage a crowd like that. Of course, these people have been traveling 2,500 miles or something. They're gonna jump on any train they can. That's exactly what they did, and they did this 2 times, which is absolutely absurd. Having said that, the train yesterday, Wednesday, Thursday when it left, was very, very hot. It was crowded. Is the Hungarian government
just overwhelmed here? Are they just unable to deal with this, or do they just not care about these immigrants and wish they would just go away?
Well, critics say the latter, definitely. And of course now they've done this. Hungary can't obviously cope with all these people to keep them, but they don't want to stay here. They want to go to Germany. That's what they were chanting regularly. Germany, yes. Hungary, no. Things like this on the train.
All right, so we're at this point now where obviously Hungary sort of passed the buck over to Austria and Germany with at least this group of refugees, but there's going to be continuing flows of refugees in. There's no reason to think this is going to stop. Is Hungary doing anything to try and deal with this, or do they figure they can just keep passing the buck west to Europe?
Well, there are volunteers doing a lot of work, definitely. But the people I've talked to in the camps that they've got for them, they're free camps. They're not forced to stay in them, but they were leaving yesterday just to the local supermarket to get better food. They said the food wasn't very good. And Hungary is appealing all the time for more money to police these refugees, or rather to look after the refugees. But my fear is that a lot of that money is just going on massive police cordons and the like, rather than to the refugees. I have no proof of that. That's just what I can see.
Well, history would prove your supposition often to be true, where so much money is spent by so many countries, and yet it's the refugees who continue to suffer. Kester Eddy from Budapest, appreciate your insight, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Elizabeth?
Among those forced by ISIS to run for their lives, Iraqi Christians. Thousands of displaced Iraqi Christians are seeking asylum as they flee from the threat of the Islamic State. The Catholic Archbishop of Iraq is calling this nothing short of genocide. He wants the U.S. government to step in and help with the crisis. Lauren Green is live for us in New York with the latest. Hi, Lauren.
Well, hello. Persecuted Christians in Iraq have an advocate who has a tough job, not only looking after the refugees fleeing ISIS, but also trying to convince countries like the U.S. to stop playing politics and help. Tens of thousands of Iraqi Christians have been driven from their homelands. Those who survived tell of suffering, rape, murder, and starvation. Archbishop Bashar Mati Warda says it's plain and simple. ISIS and radical Islamists are targeting Christians for extermination.
Genocide, and we have to call the whole world to wake up for what's happening there and take an action and committed actions to be responsible for what's happening for the indigenous people of Iraq.
Like Archbishop Warda says, the Chaldean Christians are the indigenous faithful living in the ancient biblical lands of northern Iraq, Mosul, Syria. Those who make it to refugee camps like this one live in 3 by 6 foot prefabricated homes. Their lives in limbo, no work, no income, no place to call home. Warda criticizing the U.S. government for not offering asylum, even turning down visas to the persecuted Christians.
The American policy, if the American policy would do care about the persecuted people around the world and defending their rights, here there is a clear case of the Christians and Yazidis. It's a genocide there.
State Department Deputy Spokesperson Mark Toner would only say the administration does take religious freedom very seriously.
Asylum seekers come in all religions, all all races, all political leanings. What matters is that we look at their cases individually and whether they have compelling reasons to seek asylum.
The Iraqi Christians are being helped by religious nonprofit groups like the Knights of Columbus, which has allocated millions of dollars in aid. Back to you.
Lauren Green reporting live. Lauren, thank you.
Coming up, the rural county many Americans have never heard of is now ground zero in the debate over religious liberty and gay rights. How do we balance the two? Our Fair and Balanced legal panel looks at how we got here and what may happen next for this woman. Plus, notorious drug kingpin El Chapo is very much on the radar of the new DEA chief. James Rosen sat down with him for an exclusive interview, the DEA chief, not El Chapo. That interview is coming up. Plus, caught on tape, a serial burglar menaces a local business over and over and over again. Why police say it's now up to you to help catch this guy.
When I started at the shelter, I noticed Benny right away. I just had to adopt him. He's older. Good boy. So he needs my help all day. When my back pain flared up, we both felt it. I took Tylenol at first, but I had to take 6 pills to get through the day. Then my friend said, try Aleve, just 2 pills all day. And now, here we go. I am back for my best bud.
Aleve, all day strong. And try Aleve PM, now with an easy open cap.
Staying in rhythm. It's how I try to live. How I stay active. So I need nutrition that won't weigh me down.
For the nutrition you want, without the calories you don't. Introducing Boost 100 Calories. Each delicious snack-sized drink gives you 25 vitamins and minerals and 10 grams of protein. So it's big in nutrition and small in calories.
I'm not about to swim in this lonely.
Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
Big Dave just upgraded everybody with the latest smartphones and devices, had them all set up and arranged for 24/7 support. But he didn't buy the devices. He got mobility as a service from Sprint Business. So he pays for the whole enchilada per person per month for way less. But did anybody notice? Did anyone even think how huge this is? Mobility as a service, a bold new way to get wireless.
Hey, I'm Ty Pennington. You know, buying a home is exciting. Getting a home loan? Not so much. What do you hate about getting a mortgage?
The paperwork. I had to fax a stack. It was like this big. I don't even own a fax machine.
There has to be a better way to get a loan. Well, now there is. Guaranteed Rate has just introduced the world's first digital mortgage. With Guaranteed Rate's digital mortgage, you can get a free rate quote, see your credit score, and print a letter of pre-approval to go shop for your new home. All at no cost to you. And you can do it all online. Anytime, anywhere.
Guaranteed Rates technology made the process so simple, and the people were there to provide guidance the whole time.
With the great rate I got from Guaranteed Rate, I was able to save thousands of dollars a year.
Guaranteed Rate gives you a low mortgage rate, amazing customer service, and a fast new digital mortgage. Start saving time and money right now. Call 888-605-2525 or visit grloans.com.
Did you know that? 3. Before breaking news, what were your favorite Fox faces up to? It's the backstories you don't want to miss. Watch A Special Factor Sunday.
Summer's almost over. Let the celebration begin. It's your NorCal Honda dealer's end of summer celebration with incredible financing and lease offers on the gas-stingy Civic, delivering up to 47 mpg highway. Yeah. On the sporty CRV, Motor Trend's 2015 SUV of the Year. And on the spacious Odyssey, a 2015 Kelley Blue Book Best Buy. Hurry, our celebration ends Labor Day. See your NorCal Honda dealer now.
Mornings. Wonderful, crazy mornings. We figure you probably don't have time to wait on hold. That's why at Xfinity, we're hard at work building new apps, like this one, that lets you choose a time for us to call you. So instead of waiting on hold, we'll call you when things are just as wonderful, but a little less crazy. We're doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible, because we should fit into your life, not the other way around.
A small business owner in Seattle says he should be building his business, but instead he's trying to solve a crime. Kurt Busch's new car dealership has been robbed over 3 times over the course of just 2 months. The last break-in was caught by surveillance cameras.
It's a violation. You feel violated. You're uncomfortable. You're uneasy. You don't know what's happening. You don't know
Is somebody in the building still, or are they coming back?
Bush has turned to social media asking his customers and friends to help find the thief.
A county clerk in Kentucky is behind bars this weekend for refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. For a long time, she said she wouldn't issue marriage licenses to anyone. And Kim Davis says she's not backing down because it would violate her religious beliefs. But as a public servant, does she have a legal leg to stand on? Here to break it down for a fair and balanced debate, Senior Counsel and Director of Strategic Affairs for the Liberty Institute, Ken Kolowski, and Ian Millhiser, Senior Fellow at the Center for American Progress Action Fund. Ken, first to you. As we've seen over the past 24 or so hours, there have been couples who have gotten marriage licenses, same-sex couples, who've gotten marriage licenses there in this county that Kim Davis is in charge in because her subordinates have said, we'll go ahead and issue the licenses. Therefore, should she be out of jail now that the law says same-sex couples can get married, they're getting married, she leaves?
Well, in fact, Leland, that touches on the most concerning part of this situation. And that is that this woman should never have gone to jail to begin with. We do not want America to become a country where anyone goes to jail for peacefully trying to exercise their own religious beliefs, even if they make a mistake regarding the law. Federal judges have all sorts of tools at their disposal to make people comply with their commands. To hold someone in contempt and order federal marshals to put them in handcuffs and haul them to jail, that is the nuclear option for a federal judge, only used under the most extreme circumstances. The judge overreacted. That just wasn't called for here at all.
Ian, is it right to keep her in jail right now?
Well, until she agrees to comply with the Constitution, she is in contempt. And the issue here is that Ms. Davis has repeatedly said that she will not comply with the law, that fines will not make her to comply with the law, that she is so committed to this position of not obeying the Constitution.
But at this point, if people are getting marriage licenses, which was what the law says should be able to happen, whether she issues them or not is kind of irrelevant, isn't it?
Well, so the problem is that once she's released, she resumes her duties as clerk, and she's indicated very clearly that she's going to order people to stop issuing those licenses. So the question is, she holds the key to her own jail cell. She can say that she's going to comply with the Constitution, and she gets out. She can resign, and she gets out. But the issue is just like if I call the cops because someone's breaking into my home, a public servant can't tell me I don't approve of you, so I'm not going to provide you with government services. She can't do that either.
Not at all, because everyone has a fundamental right under the First Amendment, not just a free speech right to share their beliefs on this, but also a separate fundamental right to the free exercise of their religion, to freely live it out. Now, that has always been construed as things that are done personally. I mean, we do that in the military. We do that with doctors performing abortions if they're pro-life. We've always recognized in the law that the government cannot punish you for not personally violating your own conscience. Now, she's on much shakier ground if you're talking about saying that power extends, that extends to her government power.
She took an oath as this clerk.
She took an oath, but military officers take an oath that they're going to follow the chain of command, they're going to support and uphold the Constitution, but still if they have a religious objection to bearing arms, they're assigned to a non-combat role. The issue here would be, well, does your personal right also include to being able to order your subordinates who don't share your objection to also behave the same way? There's an easy workaround here, and that is to respect her fundamental rights personally, not to participate in this, and to have the deputies issue it, which is the accommodation that's being asked for, in fact.
Does that make sense to you?
Well, there's no First Amendment right to draw a government salary because you won't do your job. The issue here is that she is a government official. And so if I'm drafted, I might be able to claim conscientious objector status. But what I'm not able to do is say, you know what? I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to perform any duties, but I still want you to make me an officer, and I still want to get paid.
No, that's exactly what conscientious objectors do get. They say, I'm being drafted to military service. That's exactly right. You can be drafted, but constitutionally exempted from combat. So that example actually proves the opposite.
But the difference, though, is that the military has decided to provide a statutory dispensation there. The Constitution does not give you a right to get paid to not do your job. That's not true at all. The Constitution. Federal statutes are codifying that constitutional protection. The courts have recognized this for decades. I'm sorry, Ken, but we're reading a different Constitution. The Constitution does not say that you can get a government paycheck for not doing your job.
No, the law has always accommodated.
This I don't know the answer to. Is she still getting her paycheck while she's in jail?
She is.
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Very, very interesting. All right, we'll leave it at that. She's still getting paid. We'll see if she gets out anytime soon. Ken Kolowski, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Ian Millhiser, we appreciate you being here on a very special day. You will always remember this interview, not because of the interview, but because you're getting married later today.
Such is my commitment to the institution.
There you go. We're proud of you. All the best for the future.
All right, thanks so much.
Right, thanks, Ian. All right, so you heard from these two guys, including the guy who's getting married today. He may have something else on his mind. You never know. We want to know what you think. What should be done to resolve the same-sex marriage license fight in Kentucky? And it is a big fight. Send us your tweets at Elizabeth Pran, at Leland Vittert, or at ANHQDC. There's been a lot of them so far. We've read them all, and we're going to read more of them and then share some of our thoughts and your thoughts coming up here later in the show. Also coming up, inside Hillary Clinton's orbit, newly released emails give us a rare glimpse into her time as Secretary of State on a very personal level. We'll tell you about it. Plus, taking building sandcastles to a whole new level. That's what you did on the beach when you were a kid, right? All right, we'll tell you where this is happening and
when you're living with diabetes, steady is exciting. Only Glucerna has Carb Steady, clinically proven to help minimize blood sugar spikes, so you stay steady ahead.
You want to hike 2,000 miles?
I really don't think you have anything to worry about.
Bryson never took a risk.
You're not doing this alone.
Katz never played it safe.
So why'd you come? There's a couple of outstanding warrants. Open up!
That's really not something you can run from.
Actually, you kinda can.
Now, two old friends are changing their lives by going the distance.
Everyone thinks we're gonna quit like most people.
We're not most people.
Hey, you boys want to ride?
Sure do.
A Walk in the Woods, rated R, now playing.
130 yards now. Bill's got a very tough lie here. Looks like we have some sort of sea monster in the water hazard here. I believe that's a kraken, Bruce. He looks like he's going to go with the 9-iron. That may not be enough club. Well, he's definitely going to lose a stroke on this hole.
If you're a golf commentator, you whisper. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
This golf course is electric.
Meet Kyle. You name it. Dust, pollen,
and pet dander.
He's allergic to it.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service to be certified asthma and allergy friendly, eliminating an average of 94% of common household allergens like dust, pollen, and pet dander for a cleaner, healthier home.
Goodbye, Mr. Steamer.
Bye, Kyle.
Call now about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
Blackheads, dirt and oil clogging up your pores. So not attractive and so hard to get rid of. At Proactive, we know all about pores because that's where acne starts. And today, we're offering an amazing product that can make stubborn blackheads disappear. It's our incredible Blackhead Dissolving Gel, expertly formulated to purify your pores.
I'm in love with the Blackhead Dissolving Gel. It just feels like it's making those blackheads come out. Just like pow, pow, pow.
And the best news of all, you get it free when you order a Proactive kit in the next 10 minutes.
The Blackhead Dissolving Gel is really awesome. When I look in the mirror, instead of having black little needle points in my pores, it's clear. It's just my skin.
The very first time you apply this miracle gel, it starts instantly dissolving impurities.
I have noticed such a huge difference with my pores. I've never seen them so clean.
My skin looks fresher, my pores are smaller. It's a really good feeling.
Unlike scrubs that only treat the surface of your skin, the dissolving gel penetrates deep down to melt away the dirt, grime, and oil trapped within your pores. So you can say bye-bye blackheads and hello to beautifully clean skin.
Since I've been using Proactive, I feel like I'm doing something really good for my skin.
Proactive kits start at just $19.95. Order today and we'll rush you the Blackhead Dissolving Gel, a $28 value free. Plus, you'll get 2 more cool extras and free shipping. Now that's a deal.
Using Proactive Plus, within 2 weeks, I started seeing dramatic results.
Proactive works for men and women, all ages and skin types. Clear skin guaranteed or your money back. Order a Proactive kit today and get all this, a $90 value plus free shipping for just $19.95. Call 1-800-289-0689. That's 1-800-289-0689. Clear your acne and banish your blackheads with Proactive.
When heartburn comes creeping up on you, fight back with relief so smooth and fast. Tums Smoothie starts dissolving the instant it touches your tongue and neutralizes stomach acid at the source. Smoothies, only from Tums.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton continues to defend her use of a private email server, even as the State Department releases a new batch of emails containing information that has now been deemed classified. Hillary Clinton offered an apology in an interview with NBC News, but it wasn't what many expected.
Are you sorry? Do you want to apologize to the American people for the choice you made?
Well, it wasn't the best choice, and I certainly have said that. I will continue to say that.
Washington Examiner investigative reporter Sarah Westwood joins us now. We used to have an old rule in my fraternity: admit nothing, deny everything, make counter accusations. It didn't get us very far, but we enjoyed doing it. It seems as though Clinton has gotten away from that methodology, but still this is a long way from tell the truth, tell it all, tell it now.
Right. Hillary Clinton initially started out just not talking about the emails, not taking reporters' questions. Then you saw her poll numbers start to plummet, especially her favorability ratings. Now she's starting to address it more and more in front of reporters, but she's giving the same unsatisfactory answers, and it's not really helping her case.
One person who a lot of folks want to hear from is the head of her IT department, who was with the State Department. We're now learning may have been paid privately by the Clintons to maintain this server. Certainly it would appear to be a conflict. We can't say that for sure. He's now taken the Fifth Amendment. Take a listen to what Mrs. Clinton had to say about that just a couple of minutes ago in New Hampshire.
With respect to personal services that he provided to me and my family, we obviously paid for those services and did so because during a period of time we continued to need his technical assistance, and I think that's in the public record.
Can only imagine how many folks would like to talk to him and learn what he knows. Obviously, reporters like you, obviously Congress as well. He's taken the Fifth Amendment. What is the chance that you're hearing that he's going to be given amnesty and therefore will be compelled to testify and loses his Fifth Amendment right?
That's something that's been passed around out there. We don't know how likely that is to become a reality, but we know that his lawyer has said he's not testifying before the 3 congressional committees because they don't want him to get caught up in politics. But now we've learned that Pagliano has also pled the Fifth to FBI investigators, which is part of President Obama's Justice Department. So the question becomes, is he really not getting involved with this investigation because of political concerns, or is there something that he doesn't want to talk about?
On its face, it seems at least concerning that you would have an employee of the United States government paid by the taxpayers who's then doing sort of work on the side for a cabinet level official. Is that a common practice that you've heard of among cabinet level officials?
It shouldn't be, but it's something that we saw happen frequently in Hillary Clinton's top orbit. For example, we saw Huma Abedin work for the Clinton Foundation as well as the State Department. It's not something that's supposed to happen because obviously it opens those officials up to conflicts of interest, but it's something that did happen.
A lot of conflicts of interest potentially. One thing that's interesting that we're seeing out of these emails, obviously there's the huge issue of classification. Was there classified emails on the server? There's the big issue of the 30,000 plus emails that have been deleted. But some of the ones we're getting to look at sort of gives us an insight into Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. For example, this one, Sidney Blumenthal writing to Hillary Clinton, Blumenthal being one of her top friends, I guess you could say, speaking about Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Bibi desperately seeks his father's approbation and can never equal his dead brother. Yikes.
Blumenthal was constantly giving Hillary Clinton unvarnished opinions about Prime Minister Netanyahu, about Israel. They were very negative, very anti-Israel rhetoric. And as we know, Sidney Blumenthal's son is a journalist who writes a lot of controversial things about Israel. It's concerning that the Secretary of State had this bug in her ear that was constantly being negative about Israel.
And as far as we can be able to tell from the email, she wasn't firing back saying, no, I disagree, no, that's not right, God, you're really out of line to say that about the Prime Minister and his dead brother.
No, in fact, she was requesting her aides to please print out multiple copies of these anti-Israel memos so she could, presumably look at them more closely.
Unbelievable. Well, she looked at it on a lot of things, her iPad as well, some emails about that we couldn't get to. Sarah Westwood, we appreciate your insights, and we'll see what you learn coming up here as the saga continues.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Elizabeth?
Police in California are still searching for the gunman who opened fire at Sacramento City College, leaving one dead. Police say the victims and gunman all knew each other. Detectives have arrested one man who was grazed by a bullet and believed to be involved in the scuffle that led to the shooting. The campus was locked down Thursday after the shots rang out. A third man was hospitalized and is expected to survive.
Still to come on the show, there we go. Lighting the way home 4.5 years after a nuclear disaster, but it's an important question. Is it safe to go back to this once abandoned town? And Patriots fan rejoice. Tom Brady wins again, this time in court. We can see if he can still win on the field. So the big question, now that he's won in court, has the NFL lost the muscle to punish players who behave badly? Elizabeth Pran will tackle that coming up.
Recognize that swing? No turn, over the top, weight on the back foot. Now that spells disaster. Hi, I'm William Devane, and that was a disaster. But not half as bad as the market crash of 2008. The government bailed out the banks, but who bailed us out? I didn't get any money. Did anyone replace what you lost in your retirement? Lesson learned. Protect yourself now. And transfer your existing IRAs to a Roslyn Capital Gold and Silver IRA. Don't let the disasters of the past cripple your future. Get a Gold and Silver IRA from Roslyn Capital. What's in your safe?
Call now to get a free gold kit, a free silver kit, and an IRA transfer kit. Call 800-630-8900. 800-630-8900. 800-630-8900.
Growing up, we were German. We danced in a German dance group. I wore lederhosen. When I first got on Ancestry, I was really surprised that I wasn't finding all of these Germans in my tree. I decided to have my DNA tested through Ancestry DNA. The big surprise was we're not German at all. 52% of my DNA comes from Scotland and Ireland. So I traded in my lederhosen for a kilt.
Ancestry has many paths to discovering your story. Get started for free at Ancestry.com.
I sure had a lot on my mind when I got out of the hospital after a DVT blood clot. What about my family? My little buddy? And what if this happened again? I was given warfarin in the hospital, but I wondered if this was the right treatment for me. Then my doctor told me about Eliquis. Eliquis treats DVT and PE blood clots and reduces the risk of them happening again. Not only does Eliquis treat DVT and PE blood clots, but Eliquis also had significantly less major bleeding than the standard treatment. Knowing Eliquis had both turned around my thinking.
Don't stop Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. If you had a spinal injection while on Eliquis, call your doctor right away if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Eliquis treats DVT and PE blood clots, plus had less major bleeding. Both made switching to Eliquis right for me. Ask your doctor if it's right for you.
It's back to school time, so make time for you.
Stay tuned for a limited time TV offer from Nutrisystem.
I'm Melissa Joan Hart, and I lost 40 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Be one of the first 500 callers and save $50 right now.
I'm Marie, and I lost 50 pounds on Nutrisystem.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus. Lose 5 pounds in your first week and 1 inch off your waist, or your money back guaranteed.
I have so much more energy.
Order your 28-day program right now and get Fast 5 Plus, including 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism free and 1 week of NutriCrush shakes to crush hunger free. Don't forget, be one of the first 500 callers and save $50 right now.
This is your moment. Don't wait. Start looking and feeling great today.
Call 888-412-SIZE right now and get Fast 5 Plus with shakes free and save $50.
It's from Daddy.
I love you, baby girl.
Duracell Quantum lasts longer in 99% of devices, so you can always be there.
You are looking at a live picture of Mission Control there in Houston. We are awaiting from NASA a picture from the International Space Station some 249 miles above Earth, where astronaut Scott Kelly is expected to take command of the International Space Station coming up sometime in the next couple of minutes. It was scheduled to start at 2:40 Eastern. We're going to obviously monitor the signal coming out from NASA when they switch over to the International Space Station. We will bring you this very special ceremony live. In the meantime, here is Elizabeth.
Thank you, Leland. A grateful hometown crowd will pack Gillette Stadium Thursday to watch Tom Brady and the New England Patriots take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brady got the green light to play in the season opener after a federal judge scratched a 4-week suspension ordered by the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. In a Facebook post yesterday, Brady thanked the judge, and without mentioning Deflategate directly, he apologized for the ordeal, saying, "I'm sorry our league had to endure this. I don't think it has been good for our sport to a large degree. We have all lost." Roger Goodell may be the biggest loser, but he isn't giving up the fight. He appealed to the ruling, quoting here, "protecting the integrity of the game. The commissioner's responsibility to secure the competitive fairness of our game is a paramount principle, and the league and our 32 clubs will continue to pursue a path to that end." Joining us now, sports law attorney Dominic Romano. Dominic, thank you so much for joining us. Actually, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to have to interrupt you. We're going to head to the International Space Station. We will get to this interview, but we want to take a live look for our viewers. This is astronaut Scott Kelly. You can see him on screen left.
Okay, I'm ready.
He is being hailed taking charge of the International Space Station. Let's take a look live now.
I would like to say
at
some
this
words
moment.
about our mission. To my big regret, in some days I will leave space station, and to my big regret, in some days I will leave space station, and my crewmates with whom I launched and got started to work together in March. I'm speaking about Scott Kelly and Misha. We did a great job. Thank you very much, guys, for supporting each other and for working together. And we lived through not a good time, especially after Progress and SpaceX lost, but at that time we did try to keep space station in a great operational condition, and for the next crew. Thank you very much for Oleg and his crew. Unfortunately, our mission was shorter than it was scheduled, but this time was very, very productive. We conducted many, many science experiments. I cannot even name them, but I cannot but mention, for example, fluid shift. It was awesome for me. I was glad to participate in this experiment as a subject and as operator. Thank you very much to all MCCs, Houston, Huntsville, Munich, Moscow, Tsukuba. We worked with you like one team. And thank you for your support. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you on the ground. I'll be looking forward to seeing my crewmates on the ground. Some of them earlier, some of them later, but definitely it will.
Well, thank you, Gennady. The change of command ceremony in the United States Navy, which I am from, is a time-honored tradition that shows when one commander relinquishes the command and the other person assumes the command of a vessel, generally like the space station or a facility, just so it's clear to everyone who the person with the ultimate responsibility on board is. Now, having said that, there are a lot of people that make the and Gennady mentioned a lot of those, the folks on the ground in the different control centers, the engineers, the technicians, and most importantly, the other crew members on board. We're just kind of the figurehead up here, and it takes a team to make this space station run. I've done this job once before as the commander of the space station, but I am fortunate now to have had the wisdom and experience and a leader like Gennady to learn from and to see how I could do this job better this second time. And it's really been a privilege and an honor to serve as one of his crew members, and just want to say he's done a fantastic job. I've learned a lot from him, and we will miss him when he leaves here at the end of next week. So with that, we'll do the official part of the change of command ceremony in the Navy tradition, and then we will be complete today.
I'm ready to relinquish command to Scott Kelly.
And I assume command of the International Space Station, a great ship, and one that not only serves us very well, but serves our various countries we're from well. In this case, we have people from United States, Russia, Japan, Denmark, Kazakhstan, and Japan. So as you can see, this is an international crew, an international partnership, and it's what makes this space station great. So thank you very much for everyone joining us on board today. Thank you.
And Gennady, it's been an honor to work with you.
Assume command.
It's been an honor to work with you over the last 2 years.
249 miles above Earth. Interesting note, he said it as a member of the Navy, he used to participate in these change of command ceremonies to take over a ship and those kinds of things. This would be the most expensive ship, though, that Scott Kelly has ever commanded. $159 billion he is now in charge of.
And perhaps the farthest from home. And we all know that he's spending a year in space. His twin brother, obviously an astronaut as well, here on Earth. So at the end of this year, we'll be able to get a glimpse of how his body has reacted in space. I've been following him on Twitter. It's really neat, and we wish.
I don't know, if you look at his biceps, though, he still looks pretty strong.
Well, they're working out every day.
There you go. If I was in space, that's what I would be doing,
that's
too.
Right. And, of course, when we come back, we will be talking to Dominic Romano. We had to interrupt him briefly for this special ceremony. We didn't want to miss it, but, of course, we will be back.
Break down Tom Brady and Deflategate.
Punch it. You feel that? That's the IV Tech at work. It regulates the intake and the exhaust valves to optimize performance at any RPM. Nice. Yes!
Hurry into the Acura. It's that kind of summer event. Visit your local Acura dealer for summer offers. Hurry, it's for a limited time.
At Interim Healthcare, we've been helping families find their way home for over 40 years. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine in the world is just a smile. Interim Healthcare. Call now to learn more about our affordable home care services.
73% of Americans try to cook healthy meals, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One A Day Men's 50 Plus, complete with key nutrients we may need. Plus, it helps support healthy blood pressure with vitamin D and magnesium.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because it gives me zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
If I buy a car through USAA, I know I'm getting a fair price.
I was like, wow, if I could save this much, then I could maybe upgrade a little bit.
We realized, okay, this not only could be convenient, we could save a lot of money.
USAA car buying service powered by TrueCar. Save money, zero hassle.
America on edge, escalating violence, shocking police deaths. Can we calm the rising tension? Our special guests weigh in on Fox News Sunday.
What do we have here? Oh, look, we have a bunch.
Babies who are talked to from the time they're born are more likely to have a successful future. Talking and reading to children in their first years has a huge impact on what they do with the rest of their lives. The fewer words they hear, the greater their chances of dropping out of school and getting into trouble. Talk, read, sing. Your words have the power to shape their world. Learn more at first5california.com/parents.
Hi, I'm Chris from Airport Home Appliance. Are you looking for the largest selection of appliance brands in Northern California at guaranteed low prices? Then skip those big box stores and come straight to Airport Home Appliance. GE is just one of over 80 appliance brands we offer. The complete line of Profile, Cafe, and the Pro Style GE Monogram are all on sale this weekend. Need your appliance right now? Easy with our next day delivery. Find what you're looking for, shop once, shop right at Airport Home Appliance.
Broadmoor Landscape Supply encourages everyone to save water and has everything you'll need to transform your outdoor space with this goal in mind. Don't water your lawn ever again. Replace it with a beautiful and low-maintenance synthetic. Whether you're doing it yourself or it's professionally installed, we'll supply the materials for a successful installation.
For over 50 years, family-owned and operated, Broadmoor Landscape Supply has been providing materials and inspiration to help your outdoor dream become a reality. Stop by today.
DirecTV is at it again with another so-called deal. With a $30 intro rate that jumps to over $100 after just 3 months, then shoots up to almost $200 after a year. The hits just keep on coming. Because you're locked into a 2-year contract that can cost up to $3,500. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Upgrade to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play from Comcast and save when you bundle. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Xfinity.com today.
Well, even if you're not a sports fan, you've undoubtedly been following the scandal surrounding Tom Brady and Deflategate. As of Thursday, a federal judge gave Brady the green light to play in the home opener. So let's talk to Dominic Romano. He is a sports law attorney. We were talking with him earlier and were interrupted. So Dominic, I want to get your reaction to the news on Thursday.
Well, it seems to be a victory for the Players Association, but in the end, it's the latest in a series of embarrassments for the NFL and their disciplinary procedure, along with the New Orleans Saints situation, the Adrian Peterson, the Ray Rice situations. The NFL has to be clear about its disciplinary procedure. The punishments must be clear. The process must be clear. The judge basically ruled on procedure. The judge did not decide that Brady is absolved from any involvement or that he was right in destroying evidence or anything of that nature. So it's not a clear win for Brady, but it definitely provides a blueprint for the NFL on what to do in the future to avoid these embarrassing situations.
Right, and I want to elaborate on something that you said, and for our viewers at home, to clear it up, the threshold for imposing discipline, according to the NFL, requires finding strong probability of wrongdoing, but the league did not find deliberate intent in this case. So are you surprised in this?
Well, somewhat, but what the court did was highlight the deficiencies of the procedure. For example, Brady was not allowed to question his accuser, the general counsel in this case, who edited the Walls report, nor was he allowed access to the investigative notes. And the punishment wasn't set in advance, nor was the penalty known. So the penalty that was meted out was similar to a penalty that a player might receive for steroid use. So all of these things combined made the judge vacate the arbitrator's decision. And now this could be appealed many times over.
Right,
for example, the NFL has already launched the appeal, but the next decision could be appealed, and it could go all the way to the Supreme Court.
Right, absolutely. And I want to get your reaction. Tom Brady put a message up on his Facebook, and he said, "I am sorry our league had to endure this. I don't think it has been good for our sport. To a large degree, we have all lost." Agree or disagree?
100% agree, but note that the Patriots accepted their punishment. They took their $1 million fine, they lost their first-round draft pick next year in the 4th round the following year, but Brady decided to challenge. Brady essentially brought this on himself. This could have been privately settled with the league outside of judicial intervention. He chose not to do that, and now it will continue to be in the public light.
What do you think is going to happen with the appeal? We know that Roger Goodell said he is going to appeal, and you hit on it earlier. Is this going to be just a never-ending conflict?
It might continue for a while, but I think it's a lesson for the NFL, and I think you're going to see that not just the NFL, but other sports leagues may modify their grievance procedures and their disciplinary procedures as a result of this whole situation.
Now, Roger Goodell said, like we said, he is going to appeal. But do you think that he has a case here? I mean, you said that the NFL doesn't necessarily have a consistent rule that they stand by.
No, you're right. They don't have a consistent rule, but the commissioner has wide latitude in order to protect the integrity of the game. So in the end, we might see a reduction in the penalty, but perhaps the NFL might come to a compromise punishment with Brady. One would hope that this situation does not extend indefinitely.
Right. Well, football fans probably just want to see some consistency, but of course they do want to see Brady take the field. So we'll all be watching. Thank you so much, Dominique. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I'll correct that. Some football fans want to see Brady take the field.
A lot of
there
football
we go.
fans.
In New England. All right.
And still ahead, sand, well, 300 tons of it in 3D. You won't believe the things they're making out of it. We'll show you coming up next.
And less than 10 minutes from now on America's News Headquarters, join me as we take a look at new revelations in the ongoing investigation to Mrs. Clinton's private email server. Add to the downward spiral in her approval ratings. Well, we're going to speak live with former CIA Director James Woolsey. And you've seen the images of desperation and agony on the faces of the refugees fleeing the Middle East. We'll take a look at the situation there and meet a woman whose mission is to help Iraqi and Syrian migrants.
Sleep. Remember when it welcomed you like a friend? Then it became more elusive. But why? When you have insomnia, it may affect the wake neurotransmitters in your brain, disrupting your wake and sleep messages. Balsamra is a prescription medicine for adults who have trouble falling or staying asleep. Balsamra is thought to help turn down wake messages by targeting and inhibiting the action of orexin, a neurotransmitter that plays a central role in sending wake messages. Only Balsamra works this way.
Do not take Balsamra if you have narcolepsy. When taking Balsamra, don't drive or operate heavy machinery until you feel fully awake. Walking, eating, driving, or engaging in other activities while asleep without remembering it the next day have been reported. Balsamra should not be taken together with alcohol. Abnormal behaviors may include aggressiveness, confusion, agitation, or hallucinations. The temporary inability to move while falling asleep or waking up and temporary leg weakness have also been reported. In depressed patients, worsening depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. Alcohol may increase these risks. Side effects include next-day drowsiness.
Sleep. Ask your doctor about Balsamra.
Money is money, so why pay more for it? Refinance for less at Cash Call Mortgage, the discount mortgage lender. Lower rates, no closing costs. The do-over refi from Cash Call Mortgage, the discount mortgage lender. Call 855-890-CASH.
You're here to buy a car. What would help is simply being able to recognize a fair price. TrueCar has pricing data on every make and model, so all you have to do is search for the car you want. There it is. Now you're an expert in less than a minute. This is TrueCar.
Big Dave just upgraded everybody with the latest smartphones and devices, had them all set up and arranged for 24/7 support. But he didn't buy the devices. He got mobility as a service from Sprint Business. So he pays for the whole enchilada per person per month for way less. But did anybody notice? Did anyone even think how huge this is? Mobility as a service, a bold new way to get wireless.
Is Interstate the best battery in the world?
Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Hot flashes, moodiness, my weight. It's like the invasion of the body snatchers, except it's my body. Who do I have to know to get it back?
Only Estroven's variety of formulas help safely relieve all your symptoms. Safe, trusted Estroven.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy.
Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
And finally, artists from around the world are in San Diego to compete in the annual U.S. Sand Sculpting Competition. Their canvas is the beach, and their medium, 300 tons of sand. Each sculpture weighs 10 tons, and for the first time, the contest includes a theme, the Olympics. One artist decided to carve out a place for former Olympian Caitlyn Jenner, who won the gold in the decathlon in 1976.
The muscle guy, you know, Bruce Jenner, you know, sport idol turned woman, you know, it just, you know, extremes, you know, dealing with extremes. And I just wanted to try to capture that in my sculpture.
As you can see, the artist rendering shows Caitlyn Jenner arising from her former self, Bruce Jenner, and you can compare the two to the real thing. You can see it right there on your screen. So
you know, I
would like it if someone would make a sand sculpture of me.
Well, that's possible, and they could in San Diego. You know, I never thought it would be appropriate to say this, but after that story, I think you can. Keep it classy, San Diego.
Thanks for joining us. That's all for us, America's News Headquarters. I'm going to have no banter on this one. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Hello, everybody. I'm Uma Pemaraju. Hillary Clinton offering up her version of an apology to the American people for exclusively using her private email server when she was Secretary of State.
I am sorry that this has been confusing to people and has raised a lot of questions, but there are answers to all these questions, and I will continue to provide those answers.
But is it enough to counter her downward slide in her approval ratings as her former staffers begin to testify in Congress about those controversial emails and the ill-fated Benghazi attack? Can she weather the fallout, and does it matter? We'll ask former CIA Director James Woolsey. Plus, with the rise in attacks against police officers in the U.S., how are police departments maintaining morale, and what impact